Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I am a mom of 3 kids, ages 9, 3, and 9 months old. We've been homeschooling for 5 years now, and I am doing a planning series currently, sharing about how I plan my next school year. So the school year we are planning today is the 2024 to 2025 school year. My daughter will be in 5th grade, and so today I'm going to be showing you how I make my year-at-a-glance spreadsheet. When I first started homeschooling, I was watching Megan Phillips over at Homeschool 101, and she had some videos about how to make a spreadsheet like this. I will be sharing my screen with you today to show you how I actually create the spreadsheet so that you can make one too. Let's get started. Okay, so I have a spreadsheet that I created in Excel, and I labeled it, if you can see here at the top, year at a glance to 2024, 2025. And I have a few tabs down here at the bottom. The first one is year at a glance, 2024, 25. And then I have term planning, term 1, term 2, and term 3. And I'll be talking about those in my next video. But for today, I just wanted to show you how to make a year-at-a-glance schedule. So the first thing that I do is I label the weeks. I plan for a 36-week school year, which you can see in my last video in my homeschool planning series. It was called School Year Calendar, or Plan With Me for 2024-2025. But you'll see here that I have 36 weeks going down the left side. I do not plan out which weeks, and I'll tell you about that kind of when I plan my terms. But then the next thing I do is I figure out how many different subjects I'm going to have or things to plan. So I have math, 2 things for language arts, actually 3 things for language arts, science, and then Sunlight Level E, which we use for history, Bible, literature, as well as the readers that go along with that. So we are going to start a new spreadsheet called How to Make a Year at a Glance. And this is just a blank spreadsheet. So I start out down here, and I'm just first going to type in the different subjects that I have. So math, grammar, typing, narration, science, Sunlight E, and Sunlight readers. I'm just going to call them readers. Okay, so that's what I start out with. And then I'm going to type the week number. There we go. Now it's going to populate until I tell it to stop, going to 36. Okay, so there's 36 weeks, and I'm going to make that a little bit smaller by adjusting the column width. There we go. Okay, now I want this to fit to my page. So the first thing I'm going to do is select what I want in my print area, set print area. And that way, when I adjust these columns, it'll tell me over here on the side if I have run over the edge of my page. So I'm going to change all of the column widths to 12 to start with. Oh, and I can see right here that I've gone over. That's what this little dotted line is. So I'm going to switch that to 10. Yep, that was fine. Let's try 11. I like to get as big as I can without going over. Okay, now I'm going to center this line and make it bold. Then up here at the top, I'm going to merge and call this 5th grade year at a glance. And then I'm going to merge the second row and call that 2024, 2025. And then I'm going to change this to a font that I like, which is always the same basically. KG Red Hands, which I downloaded from Teachers Pay Teachers years ago. I'm sure it's still available. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I am going to think about the curriculum that I use. Now I know I've been using Math UC for the last 5 years, and every year or every book has 30 lessons. So I know that I don't need the full 36 weeks necessarily, but I like to start earlier in the year, not later, so that we have time to stretch things out if we need more time in a certain lesson. But I know that I don't start math on the first week because we ease in slowly. So I'm going to start math on lesson 1 on week 2. And then I'm just going to drag that down until I get to 30. Now that doesn't mean we're going to be done on that specific week necessarily. And I'm just going to center that. I like them centered. And then I'm going to go to, Sunlight E. Now Sunlight is a full 36-week program. So I'm going to schedule it from the first week of school. Now notice that I am not putting any dates on anything. That's going to be determined kind of throughout the year as we need to move things along. But same with the readers. It's all in the same schedule, but I like to list them separately. Center that. Okay. And then science. Science. Okay, now science. I planned this out myself. I'll be doing a video in the future about how I planned out my science for this year. But I'm just going to copy and paste the words from here just so you can get an idea of how it's done. And I like to color code just so I can see easily the different columns. So let's make we'll make these the same color because they're both sunlight. Okay, and then you don't have to make it pretty if you don't care about that kind of stuff. Okay, and then math. We'll make math green. You can make it as pretty or as unexciting as you want to. It's your spreadsheet. So I will just go through and think about what's going on with grammar next year. So we started Fix-It Grammar Level 1, the nose tree, just at the very end of this school year. So we are only going to be doing 10 weeks of that this school year, which means we're going to start on week 11 next school year. So I'm not going to start the first week. I'm going to start in maybe actually we'll start the next week, week 3. So we're going to start week 11 right here. And it goes to 30. So then I will figure out around week 22 next year what what I want to do as far as if we start the next level right away or not. Okay, so we're going to make everything language arts the same color. My daughter likes purple and pink and blue. Okay, now I'm going to put, so up here, the borders, I'm going to put borders around all the boxes. There we go, so it's easy to see. Now my typing program is the Good and the Beautiful Typing 1, and that has 80 lessons. So I calculated that we would need to do 3 lessons per week. So we're going to start that the same week as grammar. So we're going to say 3 lessons per week. There we go. And I'm just going to copy that. All right, 3 lessons per week would come out to 27 weeks. So if we start on week 3, we need to go to, let's see, 29. There we go. And then we should be done around this time. Now narration is going to be a written narration 1 time a week. We are just starting written narration this year. So that's going to take us through term 1, which is 12 weeks right here. So I'm going to put a thicker black line at the bottom, thick bottom border, and that'll give me kind of this darker black line right here all the way across to separate the terms. Now in term 2, she's going to increase to 2 written narrations per week. And that's going to take us through probably the end of the year. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to make another dark line, thick, what is it called? Thick bottom border. And that way I can easily see my 3 terms. So this is how you make your year at a glance spreadsheet. And I will show you here what it looks like if you were to print it out. I don't usually print this out until closer to the school year starting, just because it's likely going to change a little bit or I'll redo something. But this just gives me a good start on what I'm going to need to be doing each of the terms for the school year. I hope that this was a helpful video for you today. Share with me down in the comments how you start to plan your next homeschool year. I would love to know what you do. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoy planning videos like this, and subscribe to my channel so that you can follow along with this planning series and also with all of the things that we're doing here at our homeschool table. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you next time.